A TV show following the story of a girls' soccer team after their plane crashes in the Canadian wilderness, where they are left stranded for 19 months? Sounds ridiculous, right? What if we told you that it's one of the biggest shows on TV right now? One of the reasons the show works so well is how well acted all the characters are, and in this video, we're going to talk about some of the things you may not know about the amazing cast of Yellowjackets. Jane Widdop's character was originally supposed to die. The endearing Laura Lee actually had only a couple of lines in the pilot script, but actress Jane Widdop was so convincing in the role during the table read that the creators had to rework the story to give her character a bigger role in the show, and thank God they did, because Laura is easily one of the most loved characters of the show, with some fans even describing her as the heart of the story. One of the reasons Laura is such a refreshing character is that despite being religious, she is at no point homophobic or degrading to queer characters. She's also an extremely lovable character who aims to help everyone cope with the traumatic events that occur in the show and never ever judges anyone. Thank you, Jane, for being such an incredible actress, or else we would have never gotten to know the true potential of your character. Juliette Lewis practices Scientology. Juliette Lewis plays the adult version of the rebellious Natalie and is a favorite amongst fans of the show. She isn't really new to the industry, and in fact was very popular during the 90s, starring in iconic movies such as Natural Born Killers, Cape Fear, and What's Eating Gilbert Grape. But did you know Juliette practices Scientology? In fact, she has been a part of the organization since the 1990s and has even credited it for helping her beat her drug addiction. In an interview with Time magazine in 2015, she said that she finds the misconceptions about her religion pretty annoying and feels like she hasn't ever been represented truthfully in the media. She has also stated publicly that she identifies as a Christian as well and celebrates Christmas as much as anyone else. She said that you can be of another religion, but you can still practice Scientology since it's basically just tools for living. Actress Tawny Cypress and Christina Ricci are actually from New Jersey. The show is set up in 1996 and present-day New Jersey, and two of the stars of the show actually grew up there as well. Tawny Cypress, who plays present-day Tysa, was born and raised in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, and has her own personal experiences with the city. Co-star Christina Ricci, who plays the adult version of Misty, grew up in New Jersey and was even discovered in her hometown. Ricci has had quite the illustrious career, starring in classics such as Casper and The Addams Family, as well as a number of other films. She has been an actress since the age of 7 after she was scouted during a school Christmas play. Even though her mother was initially reluctant to let her become a full-time actress, her siblings eventually convinced her to let Ricci pursue a career in acting. And what a great decision this turned out to be. Her films have grossed over $1.4 billion at this point, and she's just 42. So who knows what's yet to come for the New Jersey actress. The younger actors had karaoke sessions and dance parties while quarantining together. The rest of the season was filmed almost a year after the pilot episode, and the entire production team had to quarantine and follow safety protocols before they began working in Vancouver. First, the actors portraying the teenage versions of the characters isolated individually, and then they eventually quarantined together in their hotel rooms, where they frequently had karaoke sessions and dance parties. No wonder the cast has such great chemistry. During this period, the actors soon bonded and became close friends. Following the premiere of the series on Showtime, members of the cast even shared a sing-along they did of the classic Spice Girls song Wannabe on their Instagram stories. Let's hope they share more behind-the-scenes footage and we get to see more of this wonderful cast. Melanie Lynskey and Christina Ricci often auditioned against each other in the 90s. Melanie Lynskey plays the present-day Shauna Shipman, and in an interview with Rolling Stone, she revealed that she often had to audition against her co-star Christina Ricci in the 1990s earlier in their careers, and added that most of the time it was Christina who ended up getting the roles. One of the films Melanie auditioned for was 1996's The Craft in the Crucible, and she added that during the 90s a specific look was popular and she didn't really fall into that category. Despite this, she seems to harbor no bitterness towards her co-star, and they seem to get along really well, and we love to see it because this translates really well on screen as well and enhances the show we all adore so much. Jasmine Savoy Brown was in The Leftovers. Brown, who plays the teenage version of Tysa, is no stranger to being a part of strange and cryptic TV shows, as she played Evie on the critically acclaimed HBO drama The Leftovers. And we have to say, there are some parallels that can be drawn between these these two characters. We don't know if this was intentional or not, but we're not complaining. Her character's mysterious disappearance was one of the major plot points of the second season of the show, and she received quite a bit of praise for portraying an extremely unconventional character to perfection. Fun fact, she has been dating her leftover co-star Camille Killian since 2015. Sophie Thatcher studied Juliette Lewis during Zoom meetings. One of the most fascinating things about the show is how well casted both the younger characters and their older counterparts are. Because the show is set in two timelines so further apart from each other, this really helps the audience stay invested in the characters and their storylines. The way younger Natalie acts is eerily similar to Juliette Lewis's trademark mannerisms. What's interesting is that Sophie Thatcher was cast way before Juliette Lewis was chosen to play the older Natalie. In fact, after Juliette was cast, she even had to talk with Sophie and explain that to maintain character development and continuity, Sophie'd have to follow whatever acting choices she makes. And Sophie didn't take this advice lightly. She studied Juliette during Zoom meetings and regularly practiced her mannerisms and speech patterns. And it wouldn't be wrong to say that this approach really paid off. Liv Hewson and Jasmine Savoy Brown have their own podcast. Liv Hewson and Jasmine Savoy Brown, who play the teen versions of Van and Tysa, are very good friends off-screen and share chemistry that goes beyond the TV show. In fact, together they started Netflix's first LGBTQ+ podcast called The Homo Schedule. In this one-of-its-kind podcast, they interview queer creatives and ask them about their personal journeys and unique challenges they face in the industry. With these two incredibly charismatic hosts, the show has become an instant favorite amongst fans. Even though the podcast has a comedic tone to it, it doesn't shy away from serious topics like homophobia and typecasting that affect members of the LGBTQ+ community. Instead, it aims to provide a platform for creators to have open, honest, and thought-provoking discussions. Their groundbreaking podcast was originally called The Gay Agenda, and we're not gonna lie, we like that name so much better. Melanie Lynskey was body-shamed on set. In an interview with Rolling Stone, Melanie Lynskey has spoken out about the gross body-shaming she faced on set. Reportedly, one of the crew members implied that she needed to lose weight and told her that the producers could get her a trainer if she wanted. Co-stars Tawny Cypress, Christina Ricci, and Juliette Lewis immediately came to her defense after the incident, and Lewis even wrote a letter to the Yellowjackets producers. This isn't it though. She has also faced body shaming from fans of the show, with a lot of fans expressing their disbelief at her character having an affair with a mysterious young artist called Adam. Lynskey also added that it was very important to her that her character never makes any negative comments about her body. She said that she wanted Shauna to be confident and for fans to find representation in her character. This has added significance for her because she has frequently spoken out about her struggles with eating disorders and low self-esteem. Melanie, if you're watching this, you have our full support. And that's it for today's video. Please let us know if you learned anything new about the cast of Yellowjackets. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.